Good morning, my dear friends. Myself, Veena Sarathi, Assistant Professor, Government First Grade College, Sirsi. My dear friends, today let us understand the meaning of forfeiting and factoring. What are the differences between forfeiting and the factoring? Process of forfeiting, advantages and disadvantages of forfeiting. So let us first understand the meaning of forfeiting. So the term forfeiting means surrendering of the rights or to give something. The exporter has to give all his rights over the receivables to an agency. So when he gives the right to the agency will collect the payment from receivables and he will pay the cash immediately to the exporter. So in simple terms, you can say that forfeiting means it is a form of financing receivables of international trade. So forfeiting, it can be defined as a non-recourse purchase by a bank or any other financial institution of receivables arising from an export of goods and services. Non-recourse purchase by a bank or any other financial institutions. That is, of receivables arising from an exporting of the goods and services. Now let us understand the differences between the forfeiting and the factoring. In the previous sessions we have understood the meaning of the forfeiting. So let us continue with the differences between the forfeiting and the factoring. So when we make the point of distinction, the first point of distinction with regarding to the definition. So the factoring, it is a service which is involved in purchasing the receivables by factor by assuming the credit risk. It is a service which is involved in purchase of the receivables. Whereas forfeiting is a non-recourse purchase by a bank or the financial institution of the receivables of exporters arising from the export transaction. Then secondly, when we come to the area, so factoring, it is related to both the domestic and international transactions, whereas forfeiting, it is received only for export transactions. Factoring is for both the domestic and international transaction. Forfeiting, it is only for the export transactions. Thirdly, the scope. It will finance advisory. It will finance the advisory, whereas the forfeiting, the advance finance is the main thing here. The advance finance. Then fourth point of distinction is who are the parties involved. In factoring there are 3 parties, whereas in forfeiting there are 5 parties. So in factoring the 3 parties are, one is the seller, second is the customer and third is the factor. Whereas in forfeiting the 5 parties are, one is the exporter, second is the importer, third is the forfeiter, fourth is the exporters bank and fifth one is the importers bank. Then the next point, that is the advance amount. So in factoring the advance is paid up to 80 to 85% and the balance is restricted. Whereas in case of forfeiting, forfeiter has to pay 100% finance after deducting the discount. Then when we come to the size, factoring, it is a very short term finance, whereas forfeiting, it is both medium and long term finance. Then the next point of distinction is recourse. In case of factoring, with recourse and without, both are practiced. But whereas in case of forfeiting, only without recourse is practiced. Then instruments. So in factoring, it will cover book debts and the receivables. Whereas in forfeiting, it will cover only the receivables. Then the next point of distinction is activities. In factoring, it is very simple to arrange the things. It is very simple. Whereas in forfeiting, it will involve some extra activities. Then refinance. Another point is refinance. Factor cannot avail refinance from the debts accepted for the collection, whereas the forfeiter can rediscount the export bill accepted for the collection. Then the next point of distinction is guarantee for credit. So in factoring, factor is not guaranteed in international factoring, whereas in forfeiting, an irrevocable guarantee is provided to the forfeiter. So these are some of the points of differences between the forfeiting and the factoring. Now coming to the next part, that is the process of forfeiting. So there are different steps involved in the process of forfeiting. So let us see what are those different steps. First one is commercial contract is made between the foreign buyers and the Indian exporter. Second step is exporter will get commitment to forfeit the bill of exchange from forfeiter, that is through his banker. Thirdly, goods are delivered by the Indian exporter to the foreign buyer. Fourthly, importers' bankers will collect the debt instruments from the importer and he will give it to the exporter's bank. Later on, exporter's bank will endorse the debt instrument without recourse, that is in favor of the forfeiter through the Exim Bank. Then, exporter bank will pay the amount of discounted bill to the exporter. Exporter will pay the amount to discounted bill to the exporter. Then forfeiter will submit the bill for payment on the date of the maturity to the importer's bank, and banker will submit or he will present this for the payment. Lastly, importer bank will collect and pay the amount to the forfeiter. So this is a brief process of the forfeiting between the foreign buyer and the Indian exporter. Now coming to the next part, the advantages of forfeiting. So there are different advantages of forfeiting. First one is an advance finance of 100% export value to the exporter. One advantage is advance finance of 100% export value to the exporter. Second advantage is the risk of debt collection, it has to be borne by the forfeiter. The risk of the debt collection, it has to be borne by the forfeiter. Third advantage is balance sheet of the exporter, it will become very light. Fourth, current ratio and liquidity position will improve. Fifthly, exporter can concentrate on export business as the time is saved. Sixth, the cost of debt collection is also saved. Then seventh advantage is the exchange rate risk, it is shifted. And more advantage is it creates more and more employment opportunities. Then it will also provide medium and long term financial facilities. One more important is the document procedure in case of forfeiting is very simple. So the advance amount, it can be applied to some other productive activities. So in this way there are many advantages of forfeiting. Like the advantages, there are many disadvantages. So first one is more number of legal procedure and formalities are involved in case of the forfeiting. Then secondly, there is a lack of reliable data, that is about the importer's credit worthiness. Thirdly, credit risk is shifted but political risk is heavy. There is a great political risk. Credit risk is not there but political risk is heavy. Fourth is discount rates are very high. Discount rates are very high. And lastly, fixed forfeiting rates are not available in case of the forfeiting. Fixed forfeiting rates. So these are some of the advantages and disadvantages of forfeiting. So we have understood the meaning of the forfeiting, what are the differences between the factoring and forfeiting, the process of the forfeiting, the advantages and disadvantages of the forfeiting. I hope all of you have understood. Thank you once again.